Fit like a bee, Danny Min here, and welcome to another episode of Transport Fever 2. We've got a fantastic view here of the edge of the world. Now, this is not the edge of the world, this is North Edge Town. We are on what I've named the Chester to Gloucester map, because Chester is the furthest town north and Gloucester is the furthest town south, where we've been building out the Grand Junction Railway. Now, in this episode today, we'll launch a few trains. They are going to run on this half of the railway. And then we'll do a drive along. And we'll do the transition. So we'll start in Liverpool, or we'll start in Birmingham, and we'll head back. And yeah, this is why there's so many trees here, because we're going to transition into the trees, and it's going to be seamless, apparently. But we'll do that in the next episode. I have tested it a couple of times. Kind of sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. So, starting off with the new line. This is Crewe train works right here. These are where most of the Grand Junction Railway locomotives were built. They sort of moved away from the Edgehill train works and started building stuff down here in Crewe. So this is the Crewe train works. This is where we're going to be launching our trains from. The North Edge town right here is simply just a town that I've placed so that passengers can sort of form over here. It will be shrouded in trees. This is not actually a real life town. It's just something I've added so that there will constantly be passengers here. Perfect. Right, now the line will continue. So we've got Crewe here. Crewe's quite large. I want Crewe to grow out in this area. You can see where the map has been flattened. I want it to also grow over here. We'll see how that gets on. We'll have to add a couple of bridges. This station will have to be expanded greatly at some point. There is a line that sort of heads out to Kidsgrove and goes round past Stockport, etc. There's also a line that will come down here towards Chester, then head over to the sort of Wales area. And there's also a line that will head out that way and go to Nantwich and then head down to sort of Wrexham, Shrewsbury direction. On Google Maps, there is a huge sort of freight yard here, sidings, etc. I'm going to add a few industries in here and we're going to build this up. I'm going to do that once the London North Western Railway stuff becomes available. We'll get some industries in here. There are some industries planted along the map, and we'll have to introduce them at some point using freight locos, etc. once the time arrives. So the train is going to head down here, and for a long time there's not much of anything. So it goes up through the hills. Again, my artwork for hills, etc. is not perfect. It's a work in progress. I will have to get better. I'm sure I will get better during time. But yeah, we sort of bypass Kidsgrove here. There is another train that goes down there. I planted this castle up here because MakeC added it to the workshop and it looked fantastic. And obviously there's a lot of castles in the UK. So I added that up there just to give us something to actually look at as we're going through here. It's shrouded by the forest. We then continue on. I definitely need more trees in here. Paint tools. I've sort of minimized the trees. I've went through and taken a lot of them out because there were palm trees and stuff sort of floating about that was kind of stupid. No, I need to do this and then that, and then it works. There you go. Add a couple of trees in there, fill out that gap. Right, and then we head along, and as I said, there is basically nothing for a long time. I've kept these high-sided embankments because they are a thing in real life. There's a lot of high-sided embankments that run past farms and through the countryside, etc. It saves them having to sort of lower the train down where the terrain dips, and it's obviously a lot cheaper than making bridges. So we head out here to Stafford. Again, I want Stafford to grow. This station is going to be changed up as well. It will hopefully look more like its realistic, real-life counterpart. We head past here, past some farms, etc. And then we head down to Wolverhampton, where we've got the dodgy Water of Doom. The dodgy Water of Doom has literally been playing havoc. Because this is not real water, because there's land under here. I've had to place a lot of collision tiles down here, anti-collision tiles, because they were trying to build houses and stuff under the water, which was really weird. And obviously it's not real water, so it doesn't have the real water physics. But yeah, we're gonna change at Wolverhampton Station as well when the time comes. We're gonna head round here. We're gonna go, I think nowadays, Avanti, West Coast, etc. I think it goes through Dudley. I don't think it stops there, but our one will, because why the hell not? Dudley's already sort of up in the go, so we'll get that running. We've got the, what are you again? Agnoria? Agnoria is on this line somewhere running coal from this sort of mountain area. And what we'll do as well in a future episode, because I've not done the American stuff, I'm going to work on the UK stuff, and there will be reasoning for that to come later. So what the plan is we're going to add the Stourbridge line to a line. We're going to continue sort of out this way, head down. I'm going to have to do something with this river. It's not turned out too great. And then we'll go down to Stourbridge, and then we can have a line that the Stourbridge line can run on back and forth to Dudley. Just a small line. It won't be a large episode, but yeah, we'll get that done. And then when it comes time to do the Americas, we can obviously use the Stourbridge line. But I'm going to explain what is happening with this series when we do the drive-by, because I'll have a lot of free time to talk about it. Right, so Dudley's sort of growing out here. I don't know, I think I kind of want it to grow out on this side as well. It's going to have to grow all in here. I wasn't sure what to do with this sort of area. That will be finished at some point. And then we've got Birmingham. Now, Birmingham's obviously a huge city, so I kind of want all this here to be Birmingham, and then over this side, and then incorporate Solihull, and yeah, there's lots of other surrounding places. Nuneaton, Coventry, Leamington on Spa is there somewhere. It's down here. Royal, Leamington and Spa. So all this is going to have to be incorporated. And then when the London North West Railway comes along, we will have to continue the line sort of out this way towards good old London town. That is going to be where we are going to have to go. Excuse me, really needed to sneeze there. Right, so obviously this will be another part of the jigsaw puzzle once the line extends out this way. Now I am aware that the London Birmingham Railway was indeed a thing round about the time the Liverpool Manchester Railway and Grand Junction Railway were on the go, but I don't have any trains for that, so we're only going to add the lines right now where we can add trains that are suited for it. So that's what we're going to do. So this is going to be a huge undertaking, building all this sort of down here when the time comes. And that time is coming shortly, because we're almost into the age of where the London North Western Railway becomes a thing. We'll have to do the Great Northern Railway, lots of railways in Wales, down south. So there's lots to do. We've also hit up Scotland as well. There's a lot of railways in Scotland. Most of them probably were on the go around about this time. But yeah, once the sort of Caledonian rail trains come on the go, we will get them. So we'll push play here, right? We'll let it rock around. Now these, yeah, have to leave the frame rate to sort of stabilize. There we go. She's back. She is back. Right, so there are bus routes and things going round here. There was a tram in Birmingham. So these people will actually use this train station. I've done the same on the Liverpool Manchester map as well. But yeah, let's get some trains on the go. So let's start off with buying a few trains. Let's start off with steam, obviously. Now I want... Where are you guys? You're there somewhere. I'd love to be able to sort these by... Can I sort them by date? Lifespan. There we go. Wait, the Stourbridge Lion was after. Ah, it's just 1850. Okay. Crampton, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Where are my 040 variants? They're in here somewhere. I know because I was looking at them earlier. Unless I think I didn't save it. Or am I just being an idiot? Yeah, they are here somewhere. Okay, so we are back in action. It turns out I loaded them into the game and then not actually saved it. So that was my bad. Right, so they're in here. Right, so we want generic British 040 Grand Junction Railway. We want one of them. We want passengers, yeah, we want the teak four-wheeler for this. I believe the capacity was something like 35. We want to buy that. We want to buy two. We're going to name these as well. Some people came up with some nice names. So we're going to add the Titfield Thunderbolt as well. That's going to be one of them. So buy that. That should indeed be named the Thunderbolt. Whoa, not like that though. Thunderbolt. There we go. Happy days. And what is next? Right, we need to add the Lion and the Tiger to the Liverpool-Manchester Railway when that time sort of comes around. What else is next? So there is a couple. I think there's like, yeah, your London North Western Railway Green Liverpool. I thought there was maybe a Grand Junction railway type in there. There may have been. Right, so what am I looking for again? We're looking for these, the variants. Okay, so we want a patentee, unbranded. Right, unbranded patentee. Add that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Add that. So that's one. I believe there are. So you are actually in Liverpool Manchester Railway colours. This I learned from the last time. I think it's this one. I think this is the one I need. We will have to check. Let's add it. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of them I never added. Okay, well done. I think it was this one. I think we added this one as well. Let's remove that. So let's get that in. And let's go and find. Right, I wanted the patentee. I want this one as well. So unbranded. Haystack Firebox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Buy that, and I want unbranded. Add that and buy that. Right, so there's our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right, so we've got a few names. So we're going to name this one the Birmingham. Excellent. We are going to name this one the, let's have a look-see. Birmingham, we're going to name this one the Dudley. Because I like that name. Right. Dudley. Dudders. Dudders is ready to go. Then we've got a few more here. We're going to name this one so we're going to name this one the Grand Hall. We are going to name this one the Churchill. And we're going to name this one Victoria. So I'd like to say thank you as well to MD and Tyler for the name suggestions. So thank you very much. And our trains are ready to rock and roll. So we will set the first one off its way. Let's set the Birmingham off on. Pax train, Grand Junction Railway, Birmingham to Liverpool. Now, obviously, it's not going to Liverpool. It's only going to North Edge Town. So here is the first one on its merry way in the Grand Junction sort of green. So off you go, my friend. I wonder if it'll go to North Town first. I do be wondering. Right, where are you? Ah, no, okay, so you could have went there, but you're going to Crewe first. That's actually fine. I am happy to let you head off on your merry way. So, we will 3 times speed it. We will follow a train, not this one. I love these British Railway gates. They're awesome. And into Crewe Station, here you go. And then off he goes. Obviously, there's a long time where it doesn't really stop anywhere. So I think we can let the next one pretty much go. Yeah, keep that 3 times speeded so it can gain as much distance as possible. Okay, so the Crewe train depot. Let's set the Grand Hall on its merry way. And we'll just check the liveries of these as well. Yeah, see, this one is unbranded, which is nice. It should obviously have Grand Junction Railway branding, but we don't have that, so that's all good. Right, so we'll do the same here. We will let this one get off to Crewe. Hopefully they should space themselves out nicely over time. Once we start adding freight and stuff to this madness, it will get progressively worse. It will go into sharp decline. It'll go into free fall, kind of like the Liverpool and Manchester Railway has turned into. It's literally descended into chaos because there are so many freight lines and other railways like the Bolton and Lee Railway that run on there. So, let's get another one. Now, who are you? You're unbranded Haystack Firebox, Titfield Thunderbolt, and I'm going to let the Victoria go first. You are next on the list. Now, I need to check you for branding. No, it looks totally fine. In fact, it kind of looks nah, because this is a large patentee. So this one has the large wheel, and I don't think the Grand Hall. Yeah, you've got the large wheel as well. So did I pick 2 the same? I probably did. Oh well, that's fine. We can have 2 of them running on there. Right, so off you go into Crewe Station. People are waiting. Yeah, people are arriving. So this is actually getting used, which is perfect. Alright, so that one is on its way as well. And then who's next? The Dudley or the Churchill? Yeah, I think the Dudley should go next. So off he goes. So they're one of our 040s in Grand Junction Railway green livery. What does it look like coming out of the depot? There's a farm there. I do apologise if we are going super fast, but we need to let all the trains run on the line, and we'll jump on the last train. So the other trains ahead have gone completely from sight. You can't see them anymore, so that's a good thing. They are gone. I love the UK roofs, station roofs. They are magnificent. Well done to, was it CW315 that made those? The generic UK roofs, station roofs. They are awesome. Right, I'm going to let the Churchill go next. So off you go. This one looks the same as the others, although you've got the Haystack Firebox. So let's have a look here. Go to the lines. So you are a Grand Junction Railway 040. Patenty haystack firebox, that's this one. You are a 040. You are Patenty 222 unbranded. Yes, so we need to change one of these for a large Patenty. Let's change up with the Victoria. Right, so manage vehicle. Edit. Get rid of that. Go into there. I want a large Patenty. See, that looks the same. See, that's Patenty unbranded. Yeah, we need this. And I think it is this one. Right, so let's check the Victoria. Yeah. Okay, so that is definitely different from the other one that is on the line. This one is longer. This lady is living life on the edge. She's literally hanging out with the train. Right, so we can now go and get our final loco released. There we go. There's the Diddley. Yeah, they're spaced out pretty good, I think. Yeah, the other one is there. And last but not least, the Thunderbolt. Go into here. Yes, set you on that. Right, so let's jump on board this one as it heads along the line. And we'll double speed it. And then we can watch it go on its merry way. Now, I've upped track speed, so most of the track speeds in and around the Grand Junction Railway are set at 40, 45, 50 miles per hour, because we're starting to get trains that are branching out into that level of speed. I'm pretty sure the Cramptons did about 60 miles per hour, so that'll be a thing once the time comes. Here we go, this is nice. It's in green as well, which I wholeheartedly approve of. It is in red and green. But yeah, so let's jump on the train and we'll see what it looks like, because it's actually going around here. And it's going to be interesting to do the entire journey from Liverpool to Manchester. But this side we're just focusing on sort of from Crewe down to Birmingham. So you are taking a lot of time to load passengers there. How much did you get? 11. Eleven's fine. At least it's not running completely empty. So yeah, in here we're going to have a large freight yard. We'll branch a bunch of tracks off from here and from this side, and that will be a thing. But I'm going to wait till the LNW, or the London North Western Railway becomes a thing before I flesh out that area. We'll have to add like a ton of freight to this map as well. We can use some of the generic 040s and some of the unbranded locos to simulate like third party other rail users. So that'll be a thing at some point. How fast are you going? 34 miles per hour up the hill. Now this is a really steep hill, but I had to add the steep hill in because it was just it was gonna be tunnel from about here to Stafford. So yeah, it was kind of dumb. But yeah, once we're into the sort of new ages, it'll be fine. The trains will be able to run this section of the line at speed. There's very little steep cornering. I was checking on Google Maps. There are a few towns and villages sort of in between here. I've left them out because in the Liverpool and Manchester Railway section, there is a lot of sort of farms, etc. There's not really an area where it's just sort of wilderness and a sort of wild area. And there's a lot of that in the UK. A lot of trains do head through areas that are not sort of succumb to farmland. They are just wooded sort of wild areas, and that's what I wanted this section of the track to be. There we go. lots of leaves and stuff. This texture here is like forest ground texture mixed in with some mossy rock, etc. As I said, this is my first attempt at doing like major sort of wildlife, sort of wild areas, so we will get better over time. I like the water. What would be nice is if it didn't add these lines where they sort of join on. That would be cool if that was not a thing. There's the castle up there. So that's a nice bit of scenery to sort of look at as you're going past. I will like flesh out the castle and add other buildings, etc. Round about it. Right now, we'll have a look at it while the train is here. Well, we'll get some grounds in here and I'll add some paving, etc. There's a little road that comes down and there's a little bridge that goes over. I will connect this up to that road, etc. Right, give me you back on there. This fence here is actually electrified fence. If we can look at it, it's part of the Ingo's. Ingo has added this, which is really cool. You need Snowball's fence mod in order for this to work, and in order to get these sort of weird, sort of damaged or poorly placed, decrepit looking fences, you must install Snowball's fence mod before installing this, or it will not work. So there's a little tip for you if you want these. There's a few of them. They look really good, actually. I like all four of the fences. They've almost been my go-to fence for building out this this section. But yeah, I thought that the rails should be fenced off from the wild areas. Because there are obviously a lot of wild animals in the UK and in other parts of the world. You don't want them venturing on to your train tracks. Animals will die and locomotives, etc. will get damaged from them. So better for all involved if the wilderness is fenced off. So here we go. I think we're coming to the end of the sort of no man's land area. I might add something like a sawmill in here, kind of makes sense. But yeah, I like the way this turned out. There's a lot of different colours and things going on. Obviously, a lot of high detailers and content creators use trees to mask a lot of things that they don't like. I am no exception. I will probably mask off this hill area with trees and let Stafford sort of build in this area. There's the Birmingham. With only 4 people on board, that's sad. There are people here though, right? I don't think, oh no, it is in range. I should probably build paths. Yeah, I can build paths that go along here and into there. I'll maybe get a little station building over here as well. Yeah, you stay there, people. Stay behind the gates. So does that gate open as well? It does. And then they can get past. Cool. Right, so we're on our way. Just a short hop from Stafford to Wolverhampton. So yeah, when the time comes, like Avanti West Coast trains, etc., the Pendolinos and stuff are... This seems long just now because this is slower, but when they come on the go, this section of map here will be transversed extremely quickly, considering how fast they actually go. This will all have to be electrified. I do have, or was using the website that gives you sort of UK track layout, where the track is, what it looks like in retrospect to like a real world map, whether it's electrified, third rail, diesel use only. So that is going to help immensely. But these are just placeholders just now. As the railway becomes bigger and as we move into the future, I've been going on to Google Maps and looking at what stations actually look like. There's some of them that are going to be extremely difficult to create and are possibly going to look nothing like their real world counterparts. Some of them should be pretty spot on, but we'll just have to see. when the time comes. I'm thinking around about 1900. Rebuilding all the stations to look like they do now. Obviously, a lot of stations also have been modernised since they were first conceived. Manchester Station, which one is it? Is it Piccadilly Station or Victoria? Looks nothing like what it used to do. It's Badger Hacks did a great he did a great series or a great episode building out sort of Manchester railway station to what it looks like now, and he did a lot of time placing assets and sort of building his own buildings from the ground up, so that was really cool to see. I don't know if by the time that comes for me to build it I'll be as good as that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Also, the new update is approaching soon. I downloaded the beta, had a few issues, so I reverted it back to the current build of Transport Fever, and that's coming out in May, so I need to alter a few things by the time that rolls round, or most of these playthroughs, most of the series is going to be dead. It would result in me having to restart or rebuild entire maps again, which I do not really want to do. So here we go, we're on the last leg. Dudley is growing. It is, because there was nothing over here before. There was nothing over that side before. So Dudley's growing, that's nice. I need Birmingham to expand rapidly. That's one thing the new update is going to be good for. Because you can set settings where you can set how large you want a town or city to grow. You can also define parameters for how the city grows. Does it need passengers? Does it need goods? Does it need other road connections? You can set all these settings. So that's going to be interesting. There are others. I think, well, Hushy did a video highlighting some of the new things that you can do, so you should definitely go and check that out. It's really good, it's really informative. There was also the Skystorm and Squirrel live streams with the game dev Matthias, who explained a lot of stuff that's coming in the update. But yeah, this all needs to be Birmingham. This all needs to be Birmingham as well, all around here, all around this way. What's going to probably happen is this will not grow as big. So what I might do is just add like another town here, another town here, class it as maybe a district of Birmingham. The district names are in Google Maps, etc. But yeah, that's how we're gonna. Holy crap, there's like 43 people here. Why does no one want to use the reverse tram? I actually love this tram station. It does come with catenary, which we do not need yet. Can I remove this? Holy crap, I can add stuff. Oh, what? One did not know this. Oh man, I can add like fence all around the back here and stuff. Benches, billboards, what? Yep, we want a billboard. Okay, I am gonna have to mess with that in depth later. But yeah, there you go. There, oh no, I don't want that. I want this. I want Thunderbolt as it heads on its merry way. So yeah, that is it. That is the line thus far. Now we'll do a drive along, and we'll in the next episode, and we'll do it from Liverpool. As we know, Liverpool Manchester Railway is extremely congested, and then we'll head all the way down to Birmingham. And then I'll add a few more things here and there, and then we'll be on to our next train. We'll do the little Dudley to Stourbridge line with the Stourbridge Lion. There's also a generic 040 that's also named the Lion, so I'm going to add that on there as well. and then it'll be onto the next train, which I do not know what that is going to be. There are a couple of sort of Great Northern Railway trains. There's the Great Western Railway that I need to expand. I'm going to build out some more of London around the Great Western Railway when I get the time, and that'll become a thing as well. We'll have to see how other lines etc. are incorporated. I think I'm just going to start adding the major train stations in London so that I know where they are, and I sort of know where their tracks etc. Sort of need to go, so that I can just go around and place buildings in areas where I know that cities will not expand out to. But yeah, there we go. Nice little line. I'm sort of glad with the way this turned out. Again, I am going to be waiting, like I want Wolverhampton to build all around here. We'll probably have to add a few more bridges down at this side. I want it to grow out this way, up here, along there. If it doesn't, it will be placing building assets time. That will be what we are going to get into, which is very time consuming, especially if you're building out an entire map. As far as towns and cities go, there are a few industries that I've placed, so there's some coal mines and some quarries. This sort of hilly area, there probably are villages and towns etc. in here. What I'll probably do is just have trains heading up through this sort of mountainous region onto the next map. As I said, there are other towns out here, so Nantwich, I think Kidderminster is over here, Wrexham, sort of just west of Shrewsbury. Then we've got Chester over here, so that line will be added. And as we know, Chester sort of can head out to Wales and stuff, so trains will enter the map through this side and sort of come through here to Chester and then continue on to Crewe. What I did want to do, and I've not left space to do it, I could maybe like delete this and have the trains run through here. Yeah, I'd have to delete this building here, have trains come. I want trains to go through the yard. I know that sounds weird, and it's probably not something that happens in real life, but that is something I want to do, and then have them come up here. There is no way for them to get around this way though, if I need them to. But yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you did watch this and you'd like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. Again, thank you to Tyler and MD for the train name suggestions. It helped out a lot. And if there's more you'd like to see in the future, hit the subscribe button. But I've been Danny Min, this has been Transport Fever 2, and I will catch you later.